example, there is a AI called Angel AI, if you guys are familiar with that or not, but it's a AI platform that was specifically built to help folks apply for and get mortgages. I've been playing with it on the financial industry side because I want to dabble in more real estate than I have and looking at it, asking it all kinds of questions. And it's been super accurate and helpful in pointing in the right direction. So, um,
Hi, Tara. Welcome.
Hello.
We're just getting into a discussion, but I wanted to let you in. If you'd like to take a moment, introduce yourself, tell us where you're from and what you do, and then I'll introduce the discussion also.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tara. Apologies, I am tardy to the party, but I made it. I'm located in Tampa, Florida, and I am a CPA pursuing a bookkeeping business, bookkeeping, payroll, and personal income taxes.
Amazing. Welcome
Hello.
back. So we were just talking about and I'll put it in the chat again because I don't know if you can see it if I've sent it already. What are other industry leaders in your vertical doing to disrupt the industry, and how can you follow them or take the lead? And Gary was talking about Angel AI for mortgage lending.
it was built for mortgages. It looks like people have used it for credit repair, um, and it helps it helps folks find rates that are good for them. And the company that's behind it will actually give guarantees so that folks who have to have financing can have an opportunity to give cash-like offers on properties. Because the company believes in its AI so much that they will, if the AI says it, they'll back it, which is pretty cool. And it seems to be leveling the playing field for all kinds of less represented groups out there. So it's an interesting piece of technology, and I've been tweaking with it, not so much from the mortgage standpoint, but from a researching real estate standpoint and looking at cap rates and ROI. It's just been an interesting type thing in the financial world that I hadn't seen before.
Yeah, I just checked out the website. I'm gonna spend some time on here. I think this could be a great tool for any of us in finance, which is
Yeah.
almost all 5 out of 7. But everybody uses money, so I think it would be good for everybody.
Yep.
Um, since there was a month ago or so, there was someone on here. Um, Kenny, I don't know if you remember her or Gary, if you were there. There was a woman that does import export and she helps people with the tariffs. And she was talking about finding clients on Reddit. I have not really gone down that rabbit hole yet, but I'm wondering, like, I think that could be a good place to go and just an interesting place to have conversations, at least. That's what she was doing. She was having, she would look up keywords like tariffs or import, and then she would engage in conversation and get clients that way. I mean, she's obviously in a very niche market. Um, but I've thought a lot about that. I haven't executed it, but it's been on the back of my mind almost daily. And this website, I don't know, the orange color made me think of it.
It's kind of a weird website to me, in my opinion, because I went there just to have chat and I wasn't even offering my service, but more like follow up with the person if they need more help with whatever they're dealing with. And I got banned from that platform. Like,
From Reddit?
yeah, like, okay, well,
Interesting.
yeah,
Hmm.
it's even hard to just get on a personal level with the person. It's very private and the names is not even the person's name. So you don't even know how to search the person if you want to reach out to just, genuinely interest in the person, you know. I mean, I wasn't too impressed by that. It's like, okay, yeah, I hear what's going on, but how can I help? I truly want to help. It's not about finding clients. I could care less about that, but
Yeah.
it was really, anyway, maybe she has a different way to approach the platform. But yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I
Yeah, I
don't,
was gonna say, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, go. Take
Um,
it. Take it.
I remember, I might be forgetting who this was, but they brought up the idea of hosting meetings on Gather. And I know there's like community
Me.
like spaces on that app as well. So it could be worth searching on platforms like that, maybe Discord. Um, I kind of agree with Jose. Like Reddit is less personable, you know what I mean? And quite, I wouldn't say unpredictable, but there might be some unsavory characters on the platform. I'll phrase it that way.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even
Yeah,
know who
yeah.
you're dealing with. There's no name,
Fair.
no faces,
Right.
nothing.
Right. Intentions
Yeah.
could be dubious at best, right? But searching on
Especially when you're getting
platforms,
into finance. Okay.
right, right, or even alignable, those are much more apt, much more safe to explore.
Oh, I'm gonna listen to your advice, Kenny, and I'm gonna stay off of Reddit.
Yeah, I really like Alignable too. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Um,
yeah, since I spoke, I guess I'll put in my 2 cents. Yeah, so I guess in my industry, what a lot of companies are doing are trying to expand their reach, right? Like whether it's through services, monetizing content, coming up with different ideas. Our newest service that we've recently introduced is streaming advertising. So people they want to put out ads, they usually go to Google, maybe Meta, stuff like that. But then there's the person who wants to be on Hulu, right? Who wants to be on Amazon, YouTube TV, things like that. So introducing that into our offerings was really cool, like a way to disrupt what we've been doing previously. Um, so yeah, it's really cool to introduce that and have it just complement, everything else that we incorporate.
yeah, that seems like a easy transition for you guys. Interesting. I've
So,
thought about doing
so
that.
Kenny, Kenneth, I came in late. So what do you do again?
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. So my company is Atlas Studios, and we pretty much handle all things that could be marketing, branding, or development. So like I said, could be ads, could be a website, an app, um, CRM, pretty much if you can name it, right? If it can be developed, it can be done. So yeah, that's that's what I do, brother.
All right, appreciate it.
Of course. I love the accent, by the way. I thought you were from New York at first because you have the very
I
like.
was gonna say, I heard
There's
a little
something.
bit of New York in there.
Who,
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
Yeah. Have you spent some time in that area?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. See,
I've
when
been
you
I've been
say
in
yeah,
quite a
it's
few
like
places. Yeah, so.
right on the
I could,
line.
yeah, I could hear the influence.
Mhm.
Well,
I
I guess
picked
that's a
that up
compliment,
too.
right?
It is.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm born and raised in the Bronx, so absolutely.
All right.
I'm so glad I wasn't the only one that picked up on that and that you brought that up because I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to be presumptuous. So I heard
I
it too.
think, uh, am I the only one like who's in Canada? So-
I'm
Maybe
close to
this week.
Canada.
Okay, well, that
So
makes me
Gary's
feel
closer
better.
than I am. I'm from Western Maine. I didn't say that earlier, but I'm not far from Canada where I live.
Oh,
But yeah, we're mostly US, but every week we've always got someone from it could be anywhere in the world, which is pretty cool.
yeah.
nice.
What part of Canada are you
Um,
in?
BC, British Columbia, West
BC.
Coast. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm
Near
Washington State, and I'm about 4.5 miles from the Canadian
Yeah.
border. So just right there.
Yeah, you're close. That
Yeah.
makes me feel better now.
Yeah. We're neighbors.
Yeah, we neighbors.
I have a friend that lives in Toronto and she calls herself our upstairs neighbor, which I think is very funny. We live downstairs, she lives upstairs. Oh,
Yeah, close enough to claim
Mhm.
it, I would say.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
so you must be having a lot of like competition from like East, Kenny, for your like SEO and marketing stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
honestly, I
very,
think the best way to think about it is, people come to us for whatever they might need, right? Obviously, they could go somewhere else.
yeah.
Sometimes I even encourage it, right? If they just want somebody who does one thing, right? Because we have different departments. So I'm like, yeah, I have a friend over here who could take care of you. Um, or if we have like a big workload, yeah, I have no problem sending stuff out. So yeah, it's not really competition so much as, I could hand stuff along, pass the baton, so to speak.
Oh, okay. So are you like totally based in like US, or you have people in India too, or like in any other country who's doing stuff like in the background for you?
Oh, mostly US based, yeah. A lot of our development is in-house.
Okay.
We don't typically outsource,
Okay.
um, except, if we have like a huge project.
Oh, okay.
Um, but 99% of the time it's in happening in Rhode Island in our office.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool, cool. Yeah. Because when I was trying to market my website for first aid, when I like got quotes from here, they were like, okay, we're gonna charge you 600 or 700. And then one of my friends was, oh, I know somebody who's in India. He can do the same stuff. Like, I was like, okay, let's hear about that.
Yeah,
I'm
give it a
glad.
shot. Absolutely, yeah. No problem with that at all.
that's an interesting thing from an accounting standpoint. Like I'm seeing a lot of that, but like for the US, we have like, federal income taxes. So sending money out of the US is like kind of hard to do. Tara, maybe you can back me up on this too. Brian, I don't know, you have experience here as well, but like um in Canada, I don't know, do you use Venmo in Canada?
Venmo?
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
see.
no.
Yeah. It's a pretty common, like you can easily send money to and from in a professional as well as personal
Okay.
standpoint. Similar to PayPal, but a little bit quicker and more user-friendly, like interface. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but we have to issue like 1099 to subcontractors, meaning like it's how we report that we paid you money, so you have to pay taxes on it. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of a tricky situation to send money out of the country unless you're using like one of very few platforms to do that. PayPal is one of them that makes it really easy because then PayPal as a corporation takes
Mm-hmm.
responsibility for that whole transaction. So like at least from like a smaller accounting firm standpoint, I have been coming up with that. I have a client that does she's a marketing firm.
Mm-hmm.
She subs out a lot of work.
Oh, I
Are you
think we lost
frozen?
Abby.
Yeah, we might have lost her a little bit.
Yeah.
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 That's all right. She'll be back in 5, 4. No, I'm
Right.
joking. No, you can never tell.
Quarter to two.
So Gurwinder, you said that you had done a venture, didn't go as planned, and you're kind of looking at what the next venture is. Are you looking to iterate the same venture and do something slightly different, or are you looking to just completely jump ship and do something vastly different?
Yeah, so I just sat one day and looked what happened. Why did it fail? So then I came to know that like first aid, it is very like it's hard to scale. It's very small thing to do. And then there are institutions which are already well established and they have already done the contracts with the bigger like fish with
Mm-hmm.
Starbucks, government. So I was like, okay, so just going public will not help, and scaling is a problem. So I'm looking at some other thing now. So right now I'm exploring real estate. So I took a mortgage broker course, and now I'm trying to like collect information, gain
Mm-hmm.
education before I go all in. So
Gotcha.
yeah. How about you?
Gotcha.
I couldn't join earlier to know about you, Gary.
So I work with New York Life, and I do financial industries. Is my main gig, and then I'm also a nurse, and I work part-time in the nursing world, which I've done for a long time.
Okay.
Um, but the financial thing's a newer venture. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I work with individuals and businesses, but my favorite is small business, and I like to
Mm-hmm.
help get them to a point where they have readily available capital. They can take advantage of opportunities in a
Mm-hmm.
pretty tax efficient way in the US. So
Okay.
unfortunately, I can't do anything in Canada because my licensing is not international. I'm states
I
only.
mean,
Yeah.
they will welcome you with all the open arms and whatnot. We nursing in Canada is big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have
Yeah.
like I have a medical background. Back in India, I was like doing dentistry and public health,
Mm-hmm.
and then I came here. I tried like getting into public health, but public health it is totally different from like developing countries. So I just gave up the idea then. So yeah, I know a little bit about medical field here in Canada. So if you want
Nice.
to migrate,
Oh, good.
yeah.
No.
That's cool, man. I was gonna say, would you say that you feel like pretty passionate about the field that you're pursuing now, like in real estate?
So real estate, yeah. So what happened? A lot of my friends they came here before me. They were also like from medical fields. Now getting back into dentistry, it is like very hard. It puts you under debt like 250 or 300K easily. We don't have that kind of money, so they went into real estate. They earned money and they got back into dentistry.
All right.
Oh man.
But then some of them they were like, okay, real estate is they found real estate better than dentistry. They were like, okay, this is what we want to do now, and they never um looked behind and kept on doing. So I like talked to them, and I was like, okay, first aid is not working for me. Now I have 3 years old at home. I want some better
100%.
things to do. So they were like, okay, try this and let's find out what happens.
Absolutely. Yeah, every step is part of the journey, I would
Yeah.
say. And it's cool that you say that because I think you're in the right place. Like the general philosophy here is building genuine connections, right? And having that closely tied to your why. And it sounds like it's pretty closely tied to your family, um, which mine is as well. Gary, um, well, Abigail, she has a pretty important why as well.
Okay.
And her dog is family. So yes,
Mine's
it's
not
important.
mainstream.
Yeah, I was like, so see, it's funny you talked about dogs, right? So the place I hail from, like lack of resources and whatnot, we have like lot of stray dogs and cows there. So and then everyone is struggling to survive. So like animals, they don't have time to care about them, right? But then I came here in Canada, and then I was like, oh, I was so like surprised to hear that if you talk about somebody's dog and then you are like threatening in any way, they can file a case against you, and then you will be behind the bar. Like, okay.
A lot of parts of the world deal with stray dogs. Like, I don't know, the US and Canada have a very different situation
Yeah.
with dogs than other places. Yeah. Yeah, my dog is my only family member. She's just beyond that door right there.
Yeah, like
In a
in India,
bed.
neighbors are like, "Oh, if your dog barks again tonight, I'm gonna kill your dog." You cannot do that here.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
no. My situations are usually the opposite. Like if you look at my dog, she wants to kill you. It's the opposite situation. I have a question. I've gotten kicked out of my own meeting a couple times. Kenny, does it make you the host when I
Um,
leave?
Not that I can see. I'm still just a
It
guy.
makes Gary the host.
It makes Gary the host? Interesting, because
Oh, it
Gary was
does?
the first one to enter.
Oh,
But I've made Kenny, like you have, a
Yeah.
Zoom profile, I think, from before. So interesting. Okay. Because it continues, and I always worry that it's going to stop for everybody. So I'm glad that doesn't happen.
No, the beat goes on.
Show must go on.
The show must go on. Yes. Um, I've been following, I'm just gonna bring this back to the disruptor mood here. So I've been following this girl who she's younger than me, so I'm a millennial. I think elder millennial is like the appropriate term. There's this girl that I've been following. She offers, similar to me, CFO level accounting, so not a CPA. But she's much younger than me, so her vibe on Instagram.
Oh, we lost her again.
Lost her again.
All right, I'll start doing the countdown, guys. No.
I like the vibe that she's putting out, but it's very niche market. Like I don't think, I poor network connection. Seems like you all can hear. I can't
Yep, we
find her.
can hear you.
Anyway, she's like,
Mhm.
I'll do your books, but in a hot girl way. I think it's just kind of funny. Like she also services like yoga studios, so it's very service-based clientele. So it's very niche and probably not quite the market that I'm serving, but I think it's a really interesting way to approach what she's doing.
Yeah, I think she needs to better. Yeah. Oh, she's still with us? Oh,
I
sorry.
am.
Are you still with us,
I'm
Abigail?
here.
Okay. I was gonna say
Yeah.
I think she needs to kind of better define what she means by in a hot girl way.
Oh, right. And
Yeah.
like, does she have a lot of clients? Does she have a lot of followers? Is she making money for real?
Right. I think she might be limiting herself in that niche.
Right. Like, what happens when you
She's
age? I mean,
got
what are you gonna do?
800 followers. Here is, I don't know, can you see that? Is it
Hmm.
backwards?
Mm,
No, it's right side.
I'll do your
Yeah, it's nice.
bookkeeping.
Yeah.
It is. I
interesting.
just It's funny though, and one of her approaches is like not your crusty, dusty CPA, which definitely paints an image that is pretty accurate a lot of the time. Like I just imagine, the stacks of papers that are literally crusty and literally dusty.
Yeah.
Um, So it's very interesting branding. I'm not like I don't want to adapt what she's doing, but I am keeping a watch on it just to see. It seems like she's got pretty good engagement and her clients seem to love her. But again, like that's definitely targeting very specific people.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of like against those like ethical principles of like going against collegiality and
I mean, it
I
could be.
mean, it's certainly, I don't know. My impression is I don't want to be like too much right now, but I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna think. Otherwise it'll come out even worse. Um, those who Brian and Tara, I'm sure you will back me up on this, but like service-based clients are like very easy to handle. It's like the easiest client you could get. Like a yoga studio is easy. I
Yeah.
mean, sales and like very little expenses. So like her target market will love that. And if she can serve them and charge, I saw today she charged $1,000 a month for a yoga studio. That's like a lot of money
Yeah.
for a
Wow.
yoga studio to pay for accounting. Like I think a yoga studio for me would be like $250 a month, you know?
Yeah.
So she's doing something right. If she's got 10 clients, that's 10K a month. There's not a lot of effort to get 10 clients. If you're in contracting is really hard, especially government contracts. Like that's like, in my opinion, the hardest form of accounting that you could possibly get into, which I am a big fan of. The harder, the better. And then I'm also in cannabis accounting, which is regulated. So heavy compliance, like a lot of studying required to be anything like
Oh,
useful
wow.
to the industry. So I couldn't take that approach, is what I'm trying to get at. But there's a lot to learn from it
Yeah.
too. I mean, I don't know where she's located, but $1,000 a month for a yoga studio, like, okay,
Yeah.
noted. Writing that down and keeping it in my back pocket for later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I definitely agree. I mean, a service-based business, they don't have any inventory, right? Typically, not a lot of transactions. And honestly, whatever software you use nowadays is going to automate some of that, right? Like
Yeah,
QuickBooks just came out with agents and they're, doing manual routine tasks that somebody normally a couple of years ago may have had to look at, and scrutinize, as a human without the help of, the software, matching transactions to payments, etc. So I just don't think that one should have to objectify themselves in the world of bookkeeping.
I know. She's not like if you saw her, you would be like, okay, she's not objectifying herself, but she is like objectifying her business and maybe
Yes.
her
Okay.
clients, actually.
Yeah.
If you I'll her handle is Hot Girl CFO. It's worth taking a look at, is it's very like she does a at the beat when I first started following her, I was like, I don't know about this. Like it's like martinis and tennis is like her thing a
Her
little
aesthetic.
bit, which is very not my speed at all. But like the more I'm following her, the more I'm seeing her like put this out there, the not your crusty dusty, and it's just it's interesting. But it is also like on the other hand, as funny as it is, it's really nice to see like a freshness come to
Yeah.
that industry, because it can be a really literally crusty dusty industry, and so it's nice to see like a breath of fresh air come in and kind of shake things up a little bit. um and clearly she's doing really well,
Oh
so
yeah. Yeah, I just
like
pulled
I'm
it up.
just
Wow, yeah, she looked
social
nice.
experiment follow.
I don't think
Yeah,
I can get
right.
away with her marketing campaign though.
Yeah, I think that
No,
that would be kind of a
no.
nightmare for me.
Yeah, right. It would be a
Yeah.
nightmare for me too. Like that's just I'm way too direct and like no frills, you know. It's hard enough for me to put my face out there, and then
It
to
is
add that layer to it.
it is an interesting way to disrupt the industry though. I mean, she's
Yeah.
definitely picked a way to get in and do some disruption and create a niche for herself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
admirable.
So
And her confidence is like really nice to see out there, you
mhm.
know. That's hard to do.
Yeah, I think for the sake of exposure, you know what I mean? Not in the sense of like it's a novelty or like a sideshow kind of thing, but just the way that she presents it could be very attractive, right? Which could be a really smart move. Just getting the exposure, getting more people looking
Yeah.
at her. But again, she needs to
Yeah,
actually qualify herself as a professional on top of having the confidence, right? Or the personality she presents.
Yeah.
So I think
that's where I
could be a
always get a
toss up,
little
right?
suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and
Yeah, I mean, we have to give her like for her creativity and brainstorming, right? So it might be derailing the conversation a little, but it reminds me of like yoga. So all my life, I grew up in India. We've been like talking about yoga, doing it. But then when I came here, then people were like, hot yoga. I'm like, what's that? Hot yoga? Never heard about it. And then I like it was a big thing here in like Canada and US, and then that guy made like he was so big and Bikram. Yeah. So yeah,
Bikram.
creativity and yeah, things. So yeah, so just like you said, disrupting the industry.
but when
Yeah, there's definitely Western yoga. That's its own thing, for sure.
yeah,
Not to
when
say
I'm
it's bad, it's
looking,
just different. Sorry, Gary,
Yeah.
go ahead.
oh, when I'm looking at disruptors that I want to work with, it's not in the hot girl CFO way, though. It's not something that I'm personally going to refer to. Um, if I were to have her in my community and I had clients, um, it doesn't fit who I am trying to be. I'm
Mhm.
way more likely to reach out to Tara and say, "Hey, Tara, I have this client that needs an accountant bookkeeper. I'd like to send him your way," because Tara presents herself as very professional and knowledgeable, right?
Hey, thanks.
Um, you do you come off very well, um, but I popped up her website, and she's in a tennis court with a swimsuit on. I'm like, no, it would never fly with the folks that I work with. It just wouldn't. Um, so kudos
Yeah.
for being a disruptor, but Kenny's right. She's limiting her potential expansion possibilities to a very niche world. Um, and I wouldn't personally consider using her because it wouldn't fit the clientele that I have. My clientele would look at that and go, "What's wrong with you?" They would, right?
I
Likewise, it
have,
would look a little silly in my portfolio for sure.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I have a little bit of an industry bias too, which
Hmm.
I'm certain Tara, Brian, you're gonna back me up here. Um, again, some of you are new. I am a very direct person. If I haven't gotten that out yet or made that abundantly clear yet, I am about to. There are there are accountants and there are data entry specialists. There are unqualified, I'm just going to use this as an example, but it is pretty on point. Unqualified stay-at-home moms that think, oh, this is a great way, and people market to them hard. This is a great way to make stay-at-home mom income by becoming a bookkeeper. And they're not qualified. They don't understand a balance sheet. I'll just put it there. They can do data entry and income and expenses, and they might not do the best job, but they'll get the job done. And so a marketing gimmick like that might be why it's successful, because it's not, but I mean she does push the CFO level stuff, so I do think there's probably some background there, but that would be a great tactic if your knowledge was limited, I would say.
Hmm.
You can still stand out, and get clients from your vibes only,
Yeah, that
your
makes sense.
value. Not
Yeah,
saying that's her, but that's definitely goes on in this industry a lot. And I really struggle hiring some team members sometimes that are, they're looking to capitalize on that opportunity. And it's like, if you don't understand, I'm dealing with the contracting world. So like heavy balance sheet work, sometimes like really detailed cost accounting on both of the industries that I really like to work with are heavy on the cost accounting. So you really need to know what you're doing. You need to have an accounting background. And if you don't, then you need to commit to studying it on your own.
Absolutely.
I echo that sentiment. There are definitely a lot of unqualified people, and it's a shame because there are so many resources out there to help you learn the industry, from just understanding basic debits and credits and what is a balance sheet, what is an income statement, where does all this information come from? And what do I need to take to the bank to expand my business, for example? Just 2 days ago, I met with a potential client, and she's interested in not only bookkeeping, but also tax, like tax filing. She definitely had somebody who was unqualified prepare this return. And when I looked at it, I said, oh my goodness. She needed a second opinion because when she went to the bank to try to get some funding, um, basically they said there's too many things in the other category, like you really need to substantiate this or reevaluate this tax return. And I'm like, whoa, I have never seen such laziness in just preparing a tax return. And again, like every program nowadays is gonna walk you through it. It's pretty hard to screw it up unless it's a really complex tax return, which hers was not. So it really does like make me angry kind of on the inside when I find somebody who I feel like has been taken advantage of, right? Because I know that they paid money for this service and it was crap. So I'm just pouring it out now. Like it infuriates me, really.
It infuriates me too, Tara. And congratulations. I know
Thank
you're
you.
starting up, so I'm super happy for you.
Appreciate it.
Also, I'm even more happy that like you're out there seeing these tax returns because you have the credentials to do something about it and be an option for people. Is the industry, the accounting world needs people to file tax returns that can actually do it and have the capacity, but also the ability, because like putting everything in other, I've seen stuff like that. But I've also, in my industries, I still have clients that, we've been doing this for, in a legal market, cannabis for years now, and people are still paying six figures in taxes every year, and they're not getting any strategy. They're
Wow.
not getting their CPA doesn't know their business. The CPA won't let them take like very standard cost of goods sold deductions. I told Kenny about this. I had to pull over leaving a client one day recently because I was having a panic attack. Like my vision was closing. I just can't believe like we're almost 10 years into this legal market in this state and people are still being treated like this. I actually, to really raise my own blood pressure a little bit more, this same accounting firm is hosting an industry event tonight.
Oh
So
no.
I sent a little message to another CPA in my industry and I said, I just want to let you know this is what these people are doing to their clients in this industry. They don't know anything. Like go in and snipe all of their prospects, please. Like they're a danger to the industry.
Yeah.
That's insane. I really wish that people in your industry had the same mentality as like you, Gary, Tara, and Brian, and Jose, right? You also. Yes, okay. So I
Yeah,
think
you
there's
can
just
have heart in accounting,
yeah,
the
there's a
accounting
level
field.
of integrity that you should maintain, right?
Mhm.
And I think what it comes down to is, and this is something we touched on in a previous meeting, is that you can even disrupt yourself, right? Like your internal processes, the way that you think. So those people who are just okay with like getting enough information to like scam people or just like get by, I think what they need to do, and this might be giving them too much credit, I think what they need to do is kind of think about it a little bit more, right? Use those tools, those resources that Tara mentioned to educate themselves so that they can not only provide a better service, but provide a better impact, right, for those people that they are serving.
Mhm.
So I think that's one of the first steps.
And this also represents an opportunity for people who actually know what they're doing. When you see this type of crap out there, it gives you an opportunity to step up to the plate and show your value and provide some value. And I'm not going to name the firm, but there's a fairly well-known firm in my area that just decided to raise their assets under management fee from 1% to 2.5%. And I've been massively capitalizing on that because the advisor who did it wanted to make more money without having to do the work. He just raised everybody's fees. It's crappy for your client, and it's honestly crappy for you in the long run because once that reputation gets out there, he's going to lose his clients and they're not going to come back. So doing the right thing is not only good for the clients and it's the right thing to do, but it's good for you in the long run.
Definitely. Hopefully it generates some word of mouth, right? If you do something right that somebody else already screwed up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's interesting is that having integrity should not be disruptive in your industry, yet it is.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the majority of that firm's client base may never even realize that that's not the norm.
Right.
In both of these scenarios, you know, Gary and Tara, you know, and I've picked up clients that don't even realize paying 6 figures in taxes is not normal. But it is normal for like corporations that are making tons and tons of money, but it's not normal when you're really not even making a profit on the bottom line. But these people, if they don't, and maybe this is something for us all to think about, if they don't seek a second opinion, they'll never know that what they're going through or what they're dealing with is not standard operating procedure across the board.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, I haven't come up with a theme yet for October. Am I unstable again?
Just a little bit.
If, okay, maybe you guys can help me come up with a better way to word this, but like, how do we bring attention to, you know, getting a second opinion as maybe part of our marketing plans
Ooh, okay.
for next,
I would
for next
say,
month? See where I'm going with
yeah,
that?
yeah, absolutely. I would say, how can we lean into our networks, right? Or our connections for business insights? Something like that.
Okay, I might go with, just for the title's sake, insights or business insight. Thank you for that.
Of course.
I would like to share something. So I haven't really said anything about how, companies in my vertical are disrupting the industry, because I feel like a lot of companies are not able to really demonstrate the value unless you are actively engaged with their product or service, which, because I'm a startup, I am not. But I do have this thought of how maybe I could diversify my services and be different from other local bookkeeping companies. So in the state of Florida, I'm sure this, is a requirement in other states. You have to have a registered agent. It can be a third party or it could be yourself. A lot of people choose to go with a registered agent because your name and address become public record in the state of Florida. If you do so choose to use your own name and your home address, for example. I was just a victim of identity theft last month. So I am just very, very opposed to my personal information getting out there again. So my idea is that I want to help small businesses from their inception. I want to be your registered agent. The state will send me, your mail if there's anything having to do with your LLC or your company. right? And the state would be sending me your mail, which I then make available to you. But then that's where, if I know you and you're just starting up, I can also solicit my bookkeeping, payroll, tax services, whether they want to sign up there or whether they want to keep that in their back pocket until later. I would just like to get in front of people, get exposed to potential customers as early as possible and hook them with a, a boutique set of services, right? You can sign up for a package, a bundle, or we can do things a la carte, right? Because my focus really is going to be on small business owners such as myself. And in doing some market research, I'm not really finding many people who do both, right? It's pretty much one or the other, and each, walks their own path and they stay in their own lane. So I'm hoping that by diversifying and just showing up authentically as myself in person, networking, that'll get the attention that I need. And, I think I could do it. Actually, I know I can do it. I don't even think, I know I can do it.
You can definitely do
Yeah,
it.
sometimes
I
that's what
would
you
really go ahead.
sometimes that's what you need out there to
And I
stand
just broke
out
up.
in the crowd, to offer maybe one or two extra services that you see other people are not offering. So you can be different, and like you said, the bundle or a la carte to make it different, to be able to serve everyone and have a profit too. So
Mhm.
yeah, if you really can handle that, yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Thank you.
The bit about identity theft as it pertains to a registered agent, that's not where my mind has ever taken me. So I think that you should really use that story as a selling point. And I've seen lawyers will take registered agent status. They do it with the intention of additional sales. They charge way too much money for services that aren't even like that's like a minimal service really, but it is an entry point. And then like formations are so easy. Um, a lawyer will I come back
I'm a big
next
learning.
week.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
too.
Okay.
Lawyers will charge like 800 to thousands of dollars to do a corporate formation. And as we know, it really takes like an hour.
Mhm.
And through that process, you can establish yourself as a registered agent. In my experience, the one drawback of being registered agent, I mean, I am out of my house, so now I'm like really thinking about this. Like you definitely should have a PO box, but you get all kinds of solicitation mail also, like
Mhm.
credit card offers and stuff like that, because it goes onto a registry.
Right.
But you're basically part of what you're doing is filtering that spam mail too. And I think that's fantastic. Through that whole conversation, you will be a point of authority for people to come to with questions too.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for the idea. I mean, I guess that's my why, or part of my why.
But
Yeah, it's not something people are thinking about. Identity protection with the registered agent. Like now I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm worried about my address being out there for people. Like I should have at least have a PO box.
Mhm.
Yeah,
you know,
guys, if I could make a suggestion here.
Yeah.
Um, I recently signed up for a security platform called Aura. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it, but it literally monitors, your identity, any password you have, emails, bank accounts, whatever information you want to put into it, it will monitor literally 24/7. And it will actually give you updates on any activity, that might seem suspicious. And it'll even ask you, like, do you recognize, this transaction or like this website? And you either mark it yes, like resolve it, or you dispute it, and then that's when it goes through the process of securing your information even further.
It even searches the dark web.
Yep, yes it does.
Yep.
I have a client that needs this now.
Mhm.
He's had like 3 credit card fraud, like serious shutdowns of his credit card. Usually, too, when you get like fraud on your debit card through your bank account, they send you a new debit card, and that's it. This client had got shut down. He was away on a trip. They shut his whole bank account, personal and business,
Oh my gosh.
closed them, opened a new one. So like all of his, he was away, had no credit cards to use. Like he's got more fraud than anyone I've ever known. And I asked him like, what are you doing? He needs this because he doesn't know what he's doing. But clearly someone has gotten his personal information. Like to have someone's bank account number, that's not typical fraud levels. That's like really bad.
Hmm.
That's not just like a skimmer on top of something.
Makes you
Or
wonder if
LURA.
somebody hacked his actual Wi-Fi network and got in that way.
Yeah. In my generation, that's called getting doxxed, fully doxxed.
Docs?
Yeah, like DOXXED.
Docs? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I like the
Mhm.
lingo here.
Yeah, like your IP address, your information, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't know if anybody has heard of this identity theft scheme, but I'll share it. And those of you with an iPhone definitely need to pay attention. So there's this thing called a recovery key that I did not know about. It's like a 28 character string that is optional on your Apple ID account. Whoever it is that hacked me, they started with my Apple account by creating a recovery key. Then with that information, they went into my Apple account. They changed my phone number to their phone number. They basically said that my phone is no longer a trusted device. They changed my password, and then they tried to make $225 worth of purchases on my Apple account, which were both flagged by my credit card company, Chase. Thank goodness. That's what alerted me that, hey, there's something going on. And when I looked in my email, I was like, oh my goodness, all these changes are happening. And I did not do these. Like they happened in the middle of the night when I was sleeping. I didn't even know until I woke up. So if you don't have a recovery key, I would suggest making one before somebody else does it on your behalf and hijacks your information. They then went into Robinhood. They sold some of my cryptocurrency and pocketed it. They went into Venmo. They transferred $200 to me and then transferred it back to themselves. And then they disputed the $200 that they sent me. And then Venmo was looking at me like, Tara, you owe us $200. I said, no, I didn't. No, I reported the fraud before they did. So how could you be asking me for money? It's this whole ordeal, whole ordeal.
Were
So
they able, were you able to have them caught because of the like?
no, no, I filed a so I filed a Federal Trade Commission identity theft report, put a freeze on all my credit bureaus. I got new debit cards, the whole shebang. I even filed a police report with the local county sheriff. And they just called me last week to tell me that basically there's nothing that we could do. We see this all the time. It happens all the time. And what we do is we pass it to the FBI, and they're likely not going to do anything either. I was like,
Hmm.
after all that I gave you, you can't do anything other than give me a phone call after writing a report? Like crazy.
Give it to Candace Owens. She'll find them.
Yeah.
That's she's like a podcaster that is like conspiracy theories. I'm like right into it lately.
I would
What is
say,
that called? The recovery key?
Yes, a
yeah,
recovery key. Yep.
yeah.
So
I just had that one done.
silver lining to this, Terry, you now are very passionate about this,
Yes.
and you have a wonderful backstory to be able to sell it to people. Um, and Kenny's company is really good at getting this stuff out there. So you guys are like
Some
perfect to make
synergy
it all happen. Yeah.
Right. Tag team.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is very, very paramount. Just making sure all
Mhm.
your stuff is safe, that it's secure, so that you could just have some peace of mind, right? That
Yeah.
way you go about your business, your professional life, knowing that, all right, this company's got my back. I have the recovery key right set up. So you already know you're good to go.
Yep.
Yeah. And also I think you need to get in touch with this guy. His name is Scammer Payback.
Scammer payback. Ooh.
Yeah, on YouTube. Yeah, if you search him up, you're gonna love him. He
Okay.
literally makes videos, kind of like avenging people who have been victims of scam or fraud in the past.
I think I've
Yeah.
seen this. He gets right into their stuff and like reverses what they
Yep.
do and does
Exactly.
Really?
And he never releases his full name, so
Wow.
yep, full
Yeah, he's
anonymity.
like a big time hacker, right? Yeah, I've seen it.
Wow.
A hacker
Okay.
Good
for justice.
idea.
Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah, very entertaining.
Scammer payback. All right, here I come.
We all have some homework to do. Oh my gosh. All right,
Awesome.
guys. Well, it's always a pleasure. I'll be here next week. I have join the retreat this weekend if you have a little bit of time. It's 5 p.m. tomorrow. I'm doing 2 sessions. Of 5 and 8 p.m., which is crazy. It probably won't even be very long because 8 is like past my bedtime. And then Saturday we have hypno breath work, story branding, and a couple strategy sessions. Sunday restorative yoga and corporate sustainable culture coach. So that will be really fun and inspiring. So come if you're available. And otherwise come back every Thursday, 7 Eastern. And Kenny usually likes to share something at the
Yep.
end.
Yep, I was actually just pulling up.
Awesome.
So first and foremost, thank you so much, guys, for joining us tonight. So our quote of the night is, "Fearlessness is not the absence of fear. It's the mastery of fear. And it's about getting up one more time than we fall down," by Ariana Huffington.
I love that. Appropriate.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way, Brian and Tara, did you guys leave your links down in the chat? Because I would definitely love to have some coffee chats with you guys for sure.
I don't have any
I
links
would like
in
that
the
as well,
email.
actually.
Yeah, definitely will.
On that note, I did not send a recap email out last week because I was overwhelmed by my life, but I will be sending a recap email out this week. So feel free to respond to that. And I would love to set up, I'm going to copy your email, Tara. Coffee chats with each of you. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys just seem like great people, and also with some great stories.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All
Look
right,
forward to
guys.
reconnecting.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and likewise.
Yeah, let me get
Yeah,
that.
for
Good
sure.
night, everyone.
Bye.
All right.
See you
Bye.
later.
Thank you
See
so
ya.
much,
Good
everyone.
night.
Have a great night and a wonderful rest of your week.
You too. Thanks.
Bye.
Mm.